When we think of Christian art, the first images that usually appear are angels, saints, and radiant visions of heaven. Scenes filled with light, harmony, and serenity. But hidden beneath this familiar surface lies another side of Christian art, one that is darker, rawer, and far more unsettling. An art that does not shy away from suffering, blood, and fear. Many of us grew up surrounded by crucifixes, church murals, or stained glass windows, and somewhere along the way, we stopped noticing how disturbing some of them truly are. Yet, if we take a step back and look again, we realize that Christian imagery has captured pain and horror with an intensity worthy of any modern horror film. Take, for example, a work from the 15th century, painted by the Dominican friar Fra Angelico. At first glance, it doesn't look like the traditional crucifixion scene. There is no cross, no Roman soldiers, no background landscape. Instead, the image shows only the bust of Christ floating against a black void. His head tilts forward, his eyes half closed, his lips barely parted. But the detail that shocks most is his gaze. His eyes are completely red, flooded with blood. Streams flow down from his forehead, across his cheeks, mouth, and neck, until his vision is drowned entirely. This is not the triumphant Christ we often see in cathedrals. This is a broken figure, bleeding, humiliated, blinded by his own suffering. And according to medieval mystic writings, this was believed to have happened literally, that during the Passion, so much blood filled Christ's eyes, he could no longer see. Fra Angelico's painting is not metaphorical. It attempts to depict that exact moment. But Christian art did not stop at individual suffering. It also imagined the destiny of all humanity. And no theme captured this more powerfully than the Last Judgment, the final moment when souls are weighed, rewarded, or condemned. One of the most haunting depictions comes from Hieronymus Bosch. In his famous triptych, The Garden of Earthly Delights, the right panel presents a vision of hell unlike anything else in European art. It is not the classic inferno of flames and horned demons. Instead, it is a surreal nightmare. Hybrid beasts devouring men, bodies cut open by instruments turned into torture devices, grotesque creatures punishing souls in ways tied directly to their sins. In one disturbing scene, a pig dressed as a nun tries to seduce a sinner. Bosch's imagination turns damnation into a kind of grotesque theater. The punishments are inventive, symbolic, and chilling, as though the artist did not just believe in eternal torment, but found a creative fascination in showing it. Looking at works like these, one can't help but ask, how were such terrifying images once displayed inside sacred spaces? Why don't they shock us anymore? The answer lies less in the paintings and more in us. Generations grew up with these visuals, on church walls, prayer books, and altarpieces, until the horrific became normal. Repetition softened their impact. What should terrify instead became familiar. Yet their original purpose was never decorative. These paintings were tools, meant to teach, to warn, and to leave a lasting impression. In centuries when most people could not read, images carried the weight of Scripture. They were lessons in morality, reminders of divine justice, and sometimes even instruments of fear. Heaven was shown, but so was punishment. And the rawness was intentional, designed to stay in the memory long after leaving the church. Today, many of these works hang in museums, admired as masterpieces of sacred art. But behind the beauty remains something deeply unsettling, an exploration of pain, sin, and judgment that is anything but gentle. So the question arises, Has Christian art always been less terrifying than the violent imagery of other cultures? Or have we simply grown so used to it that we fail to see how brutal it really is?